Mic check. What? 1 2 1 2. What's up? It's the White Shadow Norway, back again with another movie collector video for you. And today we are going to show you non-horror movies. So for horror fans, maybe not as exciting, but stick around if you're a fan of movies, because I got some gems in here too. So we start with the non-horror Blu-rays. I'm a big fan of newer sci-fi action flicks, and this is Ant-Man, a really fun one. Really great effects and stuff on that one. The Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, the first one. And Avengers, Age of Ultron, the second one. I became a fan of all these sci-fi blockbuster movies when I... oh shit, somebody blew something up out here. I don't know if you could hear that. Anyway, back on topic, I became a fan of these sci-fi action movies after I copped the projector. They bang real hard with a big picture and heavy sound and everything, so yeah. I really wasn't a fan before that, but now I am, because they rock hard like that. So, we keep it in that genre with Battleship. This one actually got Rihanna in it, I believe, but it's pretty good. Action sci-fi alien invasion type flick, that one. Keep it moving with a Norwegian one called Birkebeinerne. It's an historic adventure film, quite good as well. And we got a box set, the complete Bourne collection. It's Jason Bourne. It's got Identity, Supremacy, Ultimatum, and Legacy. So the first 4 movies there in the Bourne collection. I haven't seen the last one, but I love that series there. I also love the original with Donald Sutherland from back in the 80s. Keep it moving. Norwegian racing movie, I should say. Burning, this one. A real fun one. It's along the lines of the Fast and the Furious series, like a Norwegian take on that. Maybe the effects are not as great and everything. I mean, budgets in Norway for movies are much smaller than in the USA, but yeah, it's good fun. A Norwegian catastrophe type movie called The Wave or Bergen. It's a pretty good one as well. Then I got Captain America, The Winter Soldier. That's the only Captain America movie I have. I believe there's 3 now, and this is the second one. Also the best one, I think. Then we have The Clash of the Titans, historic monster type flick there. I wouldn't say great or anything, but a lot of fun. Moving on to the sci-fi classics with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's got all the versions on it. Beautiful movie, great movie. By Steven Spielberg, classic of course, there about aliens coming to Earth for the first time. Then I got the Dark Knight trilogy, that's Batman. It features, let me see, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. All 3 movies are really great. I actually think The Dark Knight is the worst one. I mean, it's still really good, but Dark Knight Rises is my favorite of these. Then Batman Begins, and then The Dark Knight. But all 3 of them, great movies. Yep, moving on to... clean up the mess a little bit in here before I continue. We got Deadpool, which is like a sci-fi action comedy. Fun one. Then we got another great sci-fi flick called Edge of Tomorrow. Got Tom Cruise in it. Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah, this is awesome. This is a good one. Good contemporary sci-fi alien invasion action type flick, that one. Keep it sci-fi with The Ender's Game. Also another good one. Moving back to the sci-fi classics again, back to the early 80s with E.T. the Extraterrestrial. No need to talk about that one, everybody knows it, and it's good fun for the whole family, I should say. Yes, like Burning, this is what inspired the Burning film, the Fast and the Furious movie collection. This got the first 7 in it, first 7 Fast and the Furious movies. Yeah, of course they're stupid, but they're just a lot of fun, man. Just a lot of crazy racing and stuff like that. And I got the new one too. I like that one too, Fast and the Furious number 8. Moving on to an old school Norwegian children's movie classic. This is, I'm gonna pull it out here. a special edition of SciFi Grand Prix. This was a really big movie when I was a kid, and the soundtrack to this one was the first vinyl I ever owned, and I still got it. It's a fun soundtrack with a lot of sound effects and some cool music and a lot of dialogue, and it's been sampled a couple times out here in Norway. There's still stuff to use on it. I might someday, we'll see. Anyway, great like animated movie, this one, with puppets and stuff like that, SciFi Grand Prix. Also about racing and stuff, a lot of it's really awesome. From Norway we go back to the USA with action series G.I. Joe. Decent action flicks, both of these. Not great by any means, but it's good fun. More historic stuff there, pretty slept on this one, and a really good one. A lot of monsters and a lot of stuff like that from back in the days. You know, it's a fun historic action movie called Gods of Egypt. Yeah, that's one to grab if it's not that well known. Kind of slept on, actually. Moving back into outer space from back in ancient Egypt, we go with Gravity. Pretty well known movie, this one, with Sandra Bullock among others. On a mission in outer space, which goes terribly wrong. Will they make it? Watch it and see. Another great sci-fi movie anyway. Moving on to some sci-fi fun, kind of in the style of Star Wars, these movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, really like that one, really great one. I also copped the new one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's pretty good, so I'm gonna dig into that one real soon. Back to historic type monster action flicks with Hercules. Didn't really like this one all that much, it was okay. Another sci-fi classic here at the end of row 1, it's Independence Day, ID4, the original, with the Fresh Prince, or Will Smith, of course, and yeah, just a great alien invasion movie, that one. Get back in there, you aliens, as we move it to row number 2. Here we got, let's do the first one here. Yeah, this is the new Independence Day, the follow-up, Independence Day Resurgence. Didn't really like the story that much, but the effects are bananas. The effects are better than the first one. All-time classics. Oops, where are you going? These aliens trying to jump out of here. We can't have that. Get your ass back in there. Second one we got here is back to the classics again. Yes, Steven Spielberg classic there, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. A great one, but my favorite in that series is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That's the second one. That's the best one too. Got some pretty creepy horror elements, and it's a lot of fun, this one, man. Just one of the all-time best action flicks, I think. Don't have the third one. I think that is decent, but not good enough for me to buy. Moving on to some more sci-fi stuff. This is the Iron Man trilogy. You got Iron Man 1 from Marvel Comics movies, of course, Iron Man 2, and you got Iron Man number 3. All of them are good. Then Kingslave Final Fantasy 15. There's so much CGI in that movie, it looks like a combo of a cartoon, computer game, and real movie, but that was maybe the point anyway. I'm not a big video game player, so I haven't played the game and stuff, but I like this, man. It's like a takeoff action with a lot of monsters and stuff like that. Then we have Kingsman, the Secret Service, the first one. There's a second one out now. I think it just came out on Blu-ray, or it's just about to. I'm going to grab that one for sure. I haven't seen it yet, but this is really great. This is like an updated version of James Bond. That type of flick, actually, action spy movie. Really great. Then we have the latest Mad Max Fury Road. Awesome movie as well, post-apocalyptic movie, Mad Max, the new one. Of course, yeah, I should probably have the old Mad Max trilogy. I don't. I have it on VHS though. Then we have Maleficent. This is like a take on a fairy tale Disney movie, I believe. I haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to be good and quite creepy for that type of movie, or so I've heard. Then The Man from UNCLE, this is a remake and also a great spy action movie, that one. And we keep it moving with the Matrix trilogy. This got the first Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, and Matrix Revolutions on this one here. They hold up well. They're really great, man. I saw this again recently, and they're still great mindfuck sci-fi action movies, those. Then I got one of the Mission Impossibles. This is the latest one, I think, Rogue Nation. Good action fun as well. All the Mission Impossibles are cool. Back to racing movies, I'm a big fan of those. There's not many great ones, but this is one of them. Need for Speed, based on the PlayStation computer game, of course. This is a cool racing movie, that one. Good fun. Oh yeah, talking about monster flicks though, this is up there. This is one of the best probably. This is Total Takeoff with big monsters and aliens and stuff like that. It's Pacific Rim, and I love it, man. It's just incredible in all ways. Then a box set. It is the Pirates of the Caribbean box set. I'm not going to pull it out because everything else will fall here, make a mess. Messy enough as it is now, but that one got the first 4 movies in there, and they're all good fun. My man Arnie did effects on the last one, by the way, uncredited, but yeah, he's in. That's who I talked about in the my good friend who I talked about in the horror DVD video. So that's pretty cool. Then back to the classics we go again with Mr. T and Rocky Balboa in Rocky 3. My favorite of the Rocky franchise, though. They're all pretty good, actually. But that one is the most memorable one. It's the one that takes me back the most. You know, we used to watch the shit out of this back in the 80s. Got the great Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, and the soundtrack and everything too, of course. And it's just a fantastic movie that holds up well to a fighter's movie. More catastrophe movies right here with San Andreas. Yeah, pretty good one. Fun and exciting, not perfect by any means, but the latest James Bond movie. I guess they're working on Bond 25 now. It's supposed to come out next year, I think. I hope, anyway. Daniel Craig is great as James Bond, though he doesn't look the part compared to who did James Bond before him, like Roger Moore or Sean Connery or whatever. But he does a great job, and he's got some of the best James Bond movies. I'm a huge James Bond fan as well, and this is the latest one on Blu-ray, Spectre. Moving on to another one of my very favorite movie franchises. This is Star Wars. The Force Awakens. I'm gonna get Rogue One soon. You got the new one out now, and it's coming out on Blu-ray next year, I guess. I'm gonna pick that up. I think these are better than the last trilogy, the 1, 2 episodes 1, 2, and 3. I think these are better than those, but they're not as great as the originals, the episodes 4, 5, and 6. Because I mean, I grew up with them. Okay, technically they're better because they're you know, the effects now, they got CGI and everything they didn't back in the days. But the thing with newer movies to me is that they're great on effects, but the stories can't quite hack it. So in general, the latest Terminator Genesis, I thought it was fun. It's not the best Terminator. I would say that is Judgment Day Terminator 2, but it was good fun, man. Another catastrophe, end of the world type movie. This one, 2012, about the end of the world. Yeah, it's a good one about that shit. Then we move on to Warcraft, the beginning, another computer game related movie. It was cool. There's a lot of cool effects in it and stuff. There was something about the sound. It should have been way more hard hitting. The action scenes would have had a bigger, harder impact if the sound was a little heavier. So the sound mix could have been a lot better on that one, I think. But other than that, it was a cool movie. Love this one too, the War of the Worlds remake with Tom Cruise. Yeah, man, good alien invasion fun, that one. And a great superhero movie to end off row 2 here is The Watchmen, the special edition. Quite different, I guess you could say more radical type superhero movie, and it's a good one. Row number 3, we going at it with World Invasion Battle Los Angeles. That's also a very good alien invasion flick, that one. Then I think we actually got the last Blu-ray here, and it's the Wrath of the Titans, the follow-up to Clash of the Titans. Not as good, but there's some fun stuff in it, man, some monsters and stuff like that. We have a few more Blu-rays up here with horrors. We have the Hobbit trilogy, and we have Lord of the Rings. This is Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, Return of the King, and the Hobbits are An Unexpected Journey, The Desolation of Smaug, and The Battle of the Five Armies. These are all the extended versions, and what can I say, man? One of the best franchises of all time. Peter Jackson just killed it again with his Lord of the Rings movies. Then we have a Quentin Tarantino collection at the end there. It includes Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Death Proof, and Inglourious Basterds. Of course, Pulp Fiction, the Kill Bill movies are my favorites on this one. Reservoir Dogs is pretty good as well. The others are, they're alright. But anyway, a cool collection to have that one. Up here we have a few box sets. This is my favorite movie franchise of all time. It's James Bond, Ultimate Blu-ray Collection, all 23 Bond films in the official series. Doesn't have Never Say Never Again or the old Casino Royale on it, but it has all the other movies up until Spectre, so it's the Bond 50-year anniversary. Who's my favorite James Bond? It's Roger Moore, rest in peace. Then after that, Sean Connery. Then I guess Pierce Brosnan. Then Daniel Craig. Then I'm not sure between George Lazenby and Timothy Dalton, but I think George Lazenby and Timothy Dalton is my least favorite. But they're all good, man. Oh, here's a horror movie I forgot to show you in the DVD collection. It's the Tin Lunchbox from Anchor Bay of the Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. That's the only one of those I have too. It's a rare one now and really cool one. Then I have probably what's my second favorite movie franchise after James Bond. It's Star Wars, and this is a 9-disc set with the first 6 movies in it. My favorite is still A New Hope, Episode 4, followed by Empire Strikes Back, then The Return of the Jedi. Yes, I'm probably in the minority when I think New Hope is better than Empire Strikes Back, but it is to me. It just opened a whole new universe for me when I saw those as a kid, and of course New Hope was the first one, and by the time Empire Strikes Back came out, I was a lot more into horror movies and was more busy trying to get the video nasties and stuff like that, so that's what I watched them. But in retrospect also, I watched Empire Strikes Back many times. Of course, I think A New Hope is the best one. That's my opinion. Then we got a box set for Harry Potter. All the movies. This is like children's adventure, fairy tale type movies, but I like it, man. They're cool. They're good, man. Good fun. Then we have Olsenbanden, which is a Norwegian crime comedy series with 3 crooks planning big heists and stuff, and they never quite get it right. This is was a Danish series originally, so this is a Norwegian take on the Danish series, also called Olsenbanden, I think. And yeah, a lot of childhood memories there, a lot of fun. This got all the Olsenbanden movies in there. That does it for the Blu-rays, so now we're going to move on to the DVDs. First we got one called Adjust Your Tracking, which is about hardcore underground VHS movie collecting. Really interesting one, that one. Great documentary for the collectors. Also like historic flicks, this is a remake of Cleopatra, and a good one. About the Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, of course. Bonafide, Stanley Kubrick, classic, A Clockwork Orange with Malcolm McDowell. Not much need to be said. It was came out back in the 70s, and this is the way it was supposed to be nowadays. It's not gotten it's gone in different directions, but anyway, it's a great classic movie, man, by the genius director Stanley Kubrick. Then we have Static, which is a German TV series, and this is the only DVD that came out. This is this has a lot of back in the days childhood memory value for me as well, because we used to watch this on TV. This was like late Friday night crime movies, this and often it was Static. It's a great German police series, that one, or Krimination, which was the precursor to the Italian giallo movies as well. Then we got some Alistair MacLean flicks. Fear is the Key, got a great soundtrack, this one, and a cool action movie as well. Soundtrack by Roy Budd, I believe, famous famous composer for the sample vinyl archaeology heads, I guess, yeah, and a great one. Brian De Palma's one of his more recent films called Femme Fatale, a good thriller with Antonio Banderas in there, a nice one. Then a TV series called Holocaust. I'm gonna get down here. It's gonna be a little dark, but this is a well-known TV series from the late 70s anyway, about the about World War II and at the death camps and stuff like that. Very good series that I haven't seen in a good long while, but anyway. Keep It Moving with an animated version of Lord of the Rings. Never seen it, but it's supposed to be pretty cool. I've had it forever. It's like an old school snapper case DVD and stuff. I'm gonna have to dig into that one of these days when I got time for it. Moving on with some Italian police action movies. This one called Manhunt. I'm actually not a huge fan of most of these Italian action movies, except the soundtracks are funky and dope as hell. But as far as movies, nah, I don't know, man. I'm not really a straight action type guy, you know. More into historic movies then. This is a series of 2 DVDs on Napoleon, and a really good one at that. Then I have one of the missing James Bonds, Never Say Never Again. The one that Sean Connery, came back into the franchise in '83, and him and Roger Moore did a movie, each of them, and this is Sean's entry, Never Say Never Again, and Roger's entry was Octopussy. Both of them are good James Bond classic fun. More Alistair MacLean here. This one, Puppet on a Chain. Another great soundtrack for this one, and a pretty creepy thriller as well. This one, action thriller. I forget this guy's name, but he's a really well-known Swedish singer, actually. What is his name again? Let me see. Yeah, Sven Bertil Taube. He's actually an action hero in this Alistair MacLean Puppet on a Chain flick. A really cool one, man. Yeah. Definitely something for anyone from the horror heads to the hip-hop producers. Right there, you should have the original soundtrack. It's a real well-known, been sampled quite a lot too. This is called The Real Bruce Lee, and it's actually not the real Bruce Lee. I think it's Bruce Lee who stars in this one, and this one brings back great childhood memories too. This is like the first real martial arts flick I saw, and I had to have it for nostalgic reasons, and it's still a lot of fun, that one. It's supposed to be about the life of Bruce Lee with an added story where he fights a lot of crooks and stuff like that. It's pretty damn dope. The classic series based on Alex Haley book called Roots. This was on TV way back in the days out here in Norway too, and used to watch it then. Back then we had only one channel, the NRK, the one TV channel. Imagine that if you're from the US and you were used to like having like 50 channels. But back in the 70s, 80s, that's the way it was in Norway, man. One TV channel. So whatever good stuff they showed, we watched it, and this was one of the great series on their Roots. Bring it back, late 70s, 1978, Superman, the movie starring Christopher Reeve. Love this one as well. The second one is pretty good as well. Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve. I think they made a third, maybe a fourth one even. I don't remember those as being particularly good anyway. This is a Terminator compilation with the first 4 movies there. Judgment Day is my favorite. Awesomeness. Oh yes, then we got another old school series that went on Norwegian TV back in the days called Michel Strogoff, or in Norwegian it was called Sarnskudet. This was impossible to get for years, man, but this was a really big one on TV back in the 70s out here in Norway. This version, this series, you can only get it with either German language or French language and with no subtitles. So this is the German version right here. But yeah, man, awesome childhood memories on that one. Bring it to a German movie called Der Untergang, about the fall of the Third Reich. That one, like it. It's a really good one. Another Italian action police movie called The Violent Professionals, decent one as well. Then we have the classic The Warriors. This is a newer version that has some inserted animated scenes and stuff like that, but I think that doesn't ruin the movie, man. It's like Creep Show style animation, like the movie Creep Show in a way, and it's yeah, it fits well with the movie. And of course, big classic The Warriors, about street gangs and stuff. At the end of this row right here, it's another Alistair MacLean action movie. This one starring Anthony Hopkins, and another really good one as well, called When the Eight Bells Toll. And then we got a bottom row here. I only got a few stacked here. We got Hurtigruten, Minute for Minute. This is like a long boat ride that you can take in the north of Norway, and they follow this on TV out here the whole ride. And this is like the DVD version is much shorter, but you got the highlights and stuff. But it's weird how watching this boat on the ocean and just some houses and some people and some other boats and stuff out there go by, how relaxing it is. So I actually thought this was a pretty good idea, and they followed it up later with many other series on the same topics like train and reindeer and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's pretty laid back and relaxing, man. Sometimes that's needed. This is Gullguttene in Norwegian, or The Persuaders, which of course was Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. A fun crime comedy series, this one. Then I have a Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry 6-disc collection. This got Dirty Harry, yes, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, and The Deadpool. So it's all the Dirty Harry movies in this one, I believe, yeah. Clint Eastwood kicking some serious ass in this. Love these great action classics. Great soundtracks as well, maybe especially on the first one. I also really love Roman Empire type movies, and this is one of the greatest ones. This is pretty X-rated in its uncut version, so not one of the most well known, but I bet this is probably the one that's keeping it the most real when you think about the way it really was back in the days. And it's got Malcolm McDowell in the leading role as Caligula, known to be the most evil emperor in the history of the Roman Empire. Warning, very explicit content. Yeah, I can co-sign for that, and it's a really nice edition, this one as well. Got all the versions, all the extra stuff and all. Then one final Roman Empire TV series that also aired on Norwegian TV way back in the days, and a really great one about the Emperor Claudius. But this tells the story of his whole life, and he was around when Caligula was an emperor before him. Then Claudius became emperor. Then I believe Augustus before Caligula, and then no, wait a minute, Tiberius before Caligula, and then Augustus before Tiberius, and then of course Julius Caesar before that. A great TV series. This one, of course, is quite dated. It's from the 70s and it's low budget, but it's very interesting and a lot of fun. I, Claudius. Yes, another row, my friends. The bottom row of the DVD collection, this, which is all mystery crime movies, as I really love that genre as well. And this is the Murder, She Wrote series. I got the complete series down here, all the box sets, all the episodes. I guess you could say really family friendly, but really smart mystery type movies, those. Then we're gonna move to the bottom row. I have to pick them up because it's dark out there. Yeah. We got Miss Marple, you know, famous Agatha Christie Miss Marple collection DVD there. And I also have another one. And yet another one. This is all Agatha Christie adaptations, of course, of the famous sleuth Miss Marple. Another Agatha Christie, this one. Let me see what the English title is. The Mirror Cracked. A lot of famous actors in this one. Tony Curtis, Elizabeth Taylor, and so on. Yes. Rock Hudson, a lot of great actors. Old school stuff, baby. Yes, sir. The Mirror Cracked. Nice, complex mystery there, written by the all-time greatest mystery writer in my opinion, Agatha Christie. Keep it Agatha Christie. This got a new remake now, but this is the original movie for Murder at the Orient Express, of course, classic. The thing about this one though is that once you've seen it, you'll never forget who the killer is. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the solution is so different from most mystery movies that once you've seen the whole thing, you will never forget who the killer is. Keep it Agatha Christie and keep it Hercule Poirot. This is Death on the Nile, another great one. Got Mia Farrow, David Niven, Peter Ustinov, Bette Davis, wow, Angela Lansbury, Maggie Smith. And it's a lot of great actors, this. A lot of Hollywood legends in that one. Then talking about Poirot, I got the full Poirot series. Well, this is the first 11 seasons anyway. So the first box set that came out of Agatha Christie's Poirot. Yes, really nice, man. All that stuff. There's a couple of seasons that came out after I had those downloaded, I think. I'll probably cop those later though, because these type of mystery movies, even if it's whodunits, got rewatchability in me, because after a while I forget who the killer is, I can see him again and they're just as exciting. This is an obscure and probably rare Agatha Christie movie by now. It's aired as a TV movie out in Norway as well, called Seven Dials Mystery. This got some secret society stuff on top of the mystery, so a fun twist on a typical Agatha Christie mystery, this one. Pretty good one. Yes, sir. Then, what's next? We got more Agatha Christie related. I got Tommy and Tuppence, Partners in Crime. The 70s TV series. That's the first DVD set. And here is the second DVD set of Tommy and Tuppence. Now we go with a Norwegian sci-fi whodunit mystery movie, actually, called Blindpassasjer or Marco Polo. This was an infamous one from my childhood as well, the late 70s, and a real creepy one. As you can probably see down here, it looks a lot like Alien, the first Alien, where they're in hibernation and stuff. The thing though is that this came out before. This is like a mix between Alien and The Thing in a way, but this came out before both those movies. But I think it was inspired by sci-fi movies that came out even before this one. So anyway, creepy, fun Norwegian TV sci-fi series, this one called Marco Polo. Really obscure as well. You can probably still get it though if it's not out of print. I mean, it's out of print, but if it's not sold out everywhere. Keep it Norwegian crime series, mystery series, this one. Teaming up with some guys from BBC in the UK. It's Malmstrom. It was one of the crime movies, mystery movies for Easter series, because Norway is the only country in the world that has it as a tradition to watch crime movies during Easter. So yeah, this is a really creepy whodunit mystery movie, British Norwegian, Malmstrom. I guess many people get the willies from me just showing this. Many people in Norway anyway that used to watch TV back in the days. What about Norwegian crime mystery movies from back in the days? This is from the TV series Helmer and Sigurdsson, Nitimen-mordet. I don't really know how to translate that, but it's a cool Norwegian crime series. Unfortunately, there was like 6 movies, I think, and unfortunately this is the only one that came out on DVD. The rest you can stream from the NRK, which is National Norwegian TV's website. Though they're up there forever, as long as the internet lasts anyway, and you're supposed to be able to stream them there. And of course I've done that, and it was great to revisit those. Yep. Oh yeah, this is one of my definite all-time favorites. It's called Red Snow. You know, actually, the zombie movies Dead Snow, they wanted to call them Red Snow, but they couldn't because of copyrights, you know, on this Red Snow. This is like a creepy but comedy. You got Thomas von Brömsen, which is a famous, great Swedish comedy actor in this. A lot of fun, his character in this, man. And yeah, it's set in World War II, so you got a lot of spies running around, you got people getting killed, and you know, going on behind the scenes, all kinds of weird things happening. And this is one of my absolute all-time favorites, man. It's crime, mystery, horror comedy. It's just great. Røsne in Norwegian, or Red Snow in English. Yeah, but you can also watch that on the NRK website. I'm not sure if they have subtitles on there. I have a lot of these two. Arne Dahl, this is Swedish crime movies, a lot of great Swedish crime movies, Beck being the most well-known one. But I have a full series of these. That was Arne Dahl, a series of 5 Swedish crime movies. Good fun. Then you got The Crime, or Forbrytelsen, which is a Danish series. This is, I believe, the first one. I got a few of these too. Let me see here. I got one, that's that one. Then we got another one right here. This is the second one, yeah. Then I think I got the third one downloaded. Then for them, or The Damned. It's also Swedish crime movies. This I had a bunch of those. I'm a pretty big fan of Swedish crime. To be honest. This one too, Graven, Morden, The Grave, and The Killings. Another really good Swedish crime flick, that one. I have a little bonus though. Down here I have a stack of music related DVDs. I got the Biggie and Tupac movie over here. I got Beef 1 and 2. I got Wild Style, the original Wild Style. I got Style Wars, the Graph movie, Crush Groove. I got Beat Street. That was like the first hip-hop movie I owned on VHS back in the days, and the first one to air at cinemas and stuff. That was in 1984 out in Norway. And well, I would say hip-hop started here around 82, but by 84, when this came out, it went crazy, man. Everybody was breakdancing and doing something hip-hop related back then. Then Maestro, that's a documentary about New York City disco DJs back in the days, like Larry Levan and Frankie Knuckles and Nicky Siano, David Mancuso, all those guys. We also got the Nicky Siano film Love is the Message here, another New York City disco nightclub film from back in the days. Brown Sugar, that's a hip-hop related drama. It's a lot of fun actually, it's pretty good. Hip-hop drama movie for adults, I would say. Then we got Eminem's 8 Mile. I got Rhyme and Reason. Then we got Scratch, the turntablism film. It's okay. It's I actually miss more great turntablism in it. I mean, the stories and the interviews from everybody is great, but the turntablism in itself could have been better. So, A Great Day in Turntablism would be a better DVD then. Just a turntablist jam right there. Then we got the Kissology 1, 2, and 3. Wonder if they're ever going to put out Volume 4 at all, actually. You know, it doesn't look too great. I was a big Kiss fan back in the days. When we were kids, we used to get on stage and impersonate them, just put a Kiss record on, and, you know, had instruments we had made out of wood and stuff like that, or some of us had real guitars and stuff, and we would wear the makeups, we would wear the costumes, we used to have firecrackers on stage, and that was at the first club I played, I DJ'd at back in 1980-81. It was a kids disco out here, and because of the firecrackers and all that stuff, the house almost caught on fire once. It didn't, so that was good. But yeah, Kiss, man, I'm a big Kiss fan as well, or at least I was back in the days. I don't listen to them that much anymore. So that was about it. I hope you had a good one with this final full collection video about my DVDs and Blu-rays. This is the White Shadow Norway signing off. Peace out. I'm ready to scratch.